Without explaining, all is experienced as the original oneness. In explaining, the world is broken down in little pieces. When you can just observe the world just as it is, without needing to say anything about it, no judgments, no explanations, not even trying to understand, when you can just observe the world as it comes in, then you experience oneness, that feeling of oneness. It feels complete, it feels whole. There's nothing lacking, and it is not understanding, but perhaps more sort of a knowing without understanding. You don't need to understand it, but because it already is. It is what it is, and you experience it completely for what it is. There's just such a richness to that. And in trying to understand, the world is broken down into little pieces. So, when you try to understand something, you try to put it in boxes, you try to dissect it, and in a sense you will understand more when you try to understand more. But in another way, you cease to understand it at all, because you're zooming in, and the more that you zoom in, the more everything seems separate from the whole. And like a bit of an analogy I like to use sometimes, you can't learn to drive a car by knowing what all the little parts of it are made of. So you can understand the car by knowing how it is built and stuff. But really you also miss out on the bigger picture of things. It reminds me also of, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but Nightmare Before Christmas. So there is a town of Halloween where it is Halloween all the year. And the skeleton travels to Christmas Town and gets this overwhelming sensation of Christmas. And then he brings it back, and the experience left an impression on him. And that experience is the experience of oneness. There is no understanding of what is going on in Christmas Town at all. But it is just pure experience. Like a baby entering the world completely new. But when he gets home, he tries to understand it. And he will start to take all the snowflakes apart and all the Christmas decorations, breaking them open to see what's inside. What is it made of? What does it mean? What does it mean? And he gets so caught up in what does it all mean that he totally loses sight of the bigger picture, the essence behind it all. Because the more you zoom in, the more accurate your view will be of the very small, tiny details. But the more lost you become in truly knowing the bigger meaning behind it all. The meaning without meaning. The meaning of just experiencing without understanding. Being completely open to the experience as it comes in. And that is pure joy. Pure experience.